By now, Karen had run the gamut of suburban tyranny, calling the cops on her landlord, attempting to confiscate trash, and even getting chased by alpacas. But nothing, not even her most brazen HOA schemes, prepared her for what happened when she tried to take my car. It started with a furious letter taped to my windshield: Notice of vehicle repossession for HOA noncompliance. Effective immediately. Karen's argument? My car was out of compliance with neighborhood aesthetic regulations, and therefore a hazard. The letter cited statutes that didn't exist, fines that were imaginary, and her own name as the ultimate authority. She'd even drawn a crude diagram with arrows pointing to my driveway like she was staging a military invasion. I laughed, showed it to my neighbors, and filed it away until she escalated. 2 days later, I came home to see a moving van blocking my driveway. Karen, clipboard in hand, had recruited what she called enforcement agents to tow my car. She waved them through like a conductor leading an orchestra. But there was one problem Karen didn't anticipate. I had just returned from a federal audit for my business, which included my property and vehicles. And in those audit files, it turned out she had massively overleveraged herself buying into the HOA's financial schemes. Her house was technically in federal foreclosure because she had defaulted on liens tied to the HOA's previously mismanaged funds. When her repossession agents hooked my car to a tow truck, I calmly called my attorney and the federal court. The judge, alerted to the filings, signed an emergency injunction. Any attempt by Karen or her agents to seize property of my name is void. All actions to enforce fictitious HOA rules are halted. Additionally, due to her default on federal liens, all property under Karen's ownership is subject to temporary federal repossession. By the time Karen realized what was happening, the irony hit. She stormed out of her front door only to see federal agents entering her driveway, clipboard in hand, serving notices and documenting everything. Her property, including her HOA office corner and collection of official enforcement paraphernalia, was effectively frozen under federal oversight. She yelled at the agents, "You can't do this. I'm the HOA president." The lead agent shook his head. "No, ma'am. You're a private citizen in default on federal liens. Your HOA position doesn't grant immunity." Neighbors gathered, whispering and filming on their phones as Karen flailed helplessly. Her prized yard decorations were cataloged, her car collection inspected, and her gates padlocked by court order. Meanwhile, my car sat safely in the driveway, untouched. Word spread fast. Reddit, neighborhood groups, and even local news ran the story. HOA Karen tries to repossess neighbor's car, gets her home frozen by federal court. Memes proliferated. Karen, 0 federal court, 1. When your HOA power trip meets federal property law. I hope she enjoys temporary government custody. By the end of the week, she was humiliated, broke, and unable to use her house or collect HOA dues. My car, untouched. My driveway, safe. And Karen, left with nothing but her clipboard, still scribbling non-compliance violations that no one would ever enforce. Karen thought she could repossess my car to assert HOA authority. Instead, the federal court repossessed her home, and for once, the neighborhood got to watch karma park itself squarely in her driveway.